Hello everyone, welcome to Learn Cantonese, Mastering Conversation for Beginners. Today we are going to analyze a conversation regarding to getting around. So in this scenario, Mr. Ho is lost in or near Hong Kong somewhere, and Mr. Lee now acts as a stranger in which Mr. Ho is going to ask him for directions. As usual, I am going to read the script in Cantonese in normal speed, followed by a translated version in English, and then we are going to read together again using some English transcribed phonetics, and then later we're going to break down sentence by sentence and analyze what this conversation is going on. So now let's get started. 請問去蘇豪要搭幾多號巴士？呢度係冇巴士去到蘇豪，你要先搭小巴過6個街口，然後再轉搭12號巴士就會去到蘇豪啦。咁啊，地鐵站喺邊啊？地鐵站其實都好遠，要搭1個鐘巴士先至到。咁啊，我都係搭的士啦。So, what happened in the last conversation? Well, Mr. Ho first asked, "Could you please tell me which bus to take to Soho?" Mr. Lee then replied, "There is no bus that can take you to Soho here. You have to first take the minibus, pass 6 intersections, and then from there take number 12 to Soho." Okay, now where can I find the metro station? Well, then Mr. Lee said, well, actually, the metro station is also very far away. You need to take the bus for an hour in order to get there. Mr. Ho then replied, well, I'll just take the taxi then. So now, please follow me in reading this script. I've provided some alphabets in the bottom of each kanji. So try to follow along, try to imitate my pronunciation. I am going to skip who said and I said, because I think keep on repeating Mr. Chan and Mr. Ho in Cantonese sounds quite repetitive from now on. But if you can follow me once again using the alphabets in the bottom, that would be great. So now I would start. 請問去蘇豪要搭幾多號巴士？呢度係冇巴士去到蘇豪，你要先搭小巴過6個街口，然後再轉搭12號巴士就會去到蘇豪啦。 咁地鐵站喺邊度啊？地鐵站其實都好遠，要搭一個鐘巴士先至到到。咁我都係搭的士啦。So now, let's break this conversation down into sentence by sentence and see what is it going on right here. So the first sentence in Cantonese, it says 請問去蘇豪要搭幾多號巴士? So 請問 is more or less means could you please tell me? So 請問 means in English is could you please tell me? Now 請 the kanji means please, and man is question. So in this case, it means please question, but in English it's the same as could you please tell me. Now hoi, the next kanji is to go, and it is a really common verb, and you should probably know this by now. The next two kanji, Soho, you wouldn't really need to know it right now. What it is actually Soho is a place in Hong Kong. It's just for an example in this case. The next kanji, Yu, is more or less means need. So far, the first six kanjis, 請問去蘇豪要 means could you please tell me going to Soho would need. That's basically what this six kanji is talking about. Now the kanji after you is called da. So what is da? Well, da is more or less a verb for getting on the bus, and it also for getting on almost any transportation, I guess, besides your car. So like let's say if you're catching a taxi, you'll say搭的士, or even if you're saying you have to go to the plane or catch a plane, you would say搭飛機, where 飛機 is airplane. Okay. Now the next three kanji after da actually is 幾多號. Now this three kanji when put together means which number. And then the last two kanji, 巴士 is actually It's really sounds similar to English bus, and it means the same thing as well. So overall, 請問去蘇豪要搭幾多號巴士 means could you please tell me which bus to take to Soho? So let's look at this sentence. In Cantonese, it says 呢度係冇巴士去到 Soho. Now, in the English, this means there is no bus that can take you to Soho here. So let's break this down into word by word. The first two kanji to the left, lido. So lido means here. Lido means here. Now, if you want to say there, you would say 嗰度. But in this scope of this course, you just need to know what's here, and it's 呢度. Now the next one is very common that you've seen already probably, and it's 係. So 係 can be is or yes. In this case is is. The next kanji 冇 means no, not have. It's more or less the meaning of not have. And the next two kanjis, we just shown it in the last slide, which is basi means bus, and the next kanji 去 means go. So the first 6 kanji reads 呢度係冇巴士 means here there is no bus. Now the last 4 kanjis. First, the last 2 kanjis, Soho is just the place in Hong Kong. Just using this for an example. So depending on how keen you are, you may or may not need to know this. And plus, you might want to go somewhere else, and this 2 words doesn't really apply, right? However, what I want to talk about is the 2 kanjis beside Soho, which is 去到. Now, 去 means go. 到. Now, it's really similar to 到, which is get there, right? That's the verb for get there. Now, in this case, actually both works, 去到 and 去到, which is the meaning is quite similar. And I actually have an example in which these 2 words are put side by side. And it's more or less usually it's really hard to explain which one to use, but if it's on the safe side, 到 actually works in most, if not all, cases that you find in Cantonese. Okay, so in Cantonese, this sentence said 你要先搭小巴過6個街口 Now, you should probably know lei means you, you means need, da means getting on. Now, seen like the third kanji from the left actually means first, first. Now for now the if you look at the kanji for 小巴, so you know 巴士 is bus, right? Well, 小巴 means minibus. In fact, 小 in this case means little. So in Hong Kong, we got a bunch of big buses, and then in a lot of cases, there's also a set of mini buses where it's a lot smaller and doesn't have the second level in most of those other big buses, and they usually get to places that those big buses don't normally go. So that's why knowing that those mini buses can get you there is a big plus. So remember, when you are in Hong Kong, be sure to check those minibus route and numbers out. Okay, so anyways, go. Now, not the second go in from the left. It's the first go. Those two are the same sound, but as you can see, it's a different kanji. So the go after 小巴 is for passing, and the go after 6 or 六 in Cantonese, that is for more or less counting. So I've probably have told you guys already about counting people. You would use go, but in this case, actually it works for intersections as well. So the two kanjis that's in the most right hand side, gai hao, is actually the kanji for intersection in Cantonese, and 六個街口 means 6 intersections. So overall, the sentence in Cantonese reads 你要先搭小巴過6個街口, which in English is you have to take the minibus past 6 intersections, in which the take turns into ride or getting on the minibus in Cantonese. In Cantonese, you usually don't say the verb take when you are when you're taking the minibus or get on the bus. You would use da instead of die or others like that. Okay, so in this sentence in Cantonese, it reads 然後再轉搭12號巴士就會去到蘇豪啦. Now there should be a lot of familiar words for you already. Now you know Soho, right? Soho is the place that Mr. Ho is trying to get to. Basi is a bus. Da is for getting on the bus, right? So between da and basi, you have 12號. 12 is 12. in Cantonese, where sub means 10 and yi means 2. If you don't know this, please look at our other videos. I think it's called Cantonese Phrase for Beginners. In there, I have described numbering system in Cantonese. Now, the first three kanji to the left, yin, hao, joy. So, yin, hao is then. Joy also is more or less then. Actually, in this case, it's your choice whether to add joy. Most of the time, yin hao actually would fulfill the and then that part of the sentence in Cantonese. But yin hao joy works too. It's your choice. Now, joy also means again. So in this case, it's actually more or less. It says and then again from there, right? So that is what basically the meaning of this sentence is, right? So after yin hao joy, we got jun. Jun. So what does jun means? Well, jun, the direct translation is turn in English. We usually use this word to also mean change to. So when we said 然後再轉搭12號巴士, we means and then again from there, right? And then again change and get on to number 12 bus. Okay. Now after basi, you would see 4 kanjis called 就會去到. 就 is more or less a supportive word. It's a if-then scenario. Like when you change to number 12 bus, then you would get to Soho. So 就會 means then in this case. I know I'm already saying a lot of thens, but this is actually, in my opinion, the best way to translate this word for word. And then 去到 means get to. Get to, in which 去 is means go, and 到 means there, right? Got there. As I've already said in the past slide. So the full sentence said 然後再轉搭12號巴士就會去到蘇豪啦 means and then from there take number 12 to Soho. La in this case is just a particle for more or less an emotional expression. I'll probably explain this at another course. Okay, so in Cantonese, this sentence says 咁啊，地鐵站喺邊度啊? In English, it translates to, okay, now where can I find the metro station? As you see here, 咁啊 mean more or less okay. So it's more or less is an expression used like He's thinking, trying to see if how he could fix this situation, or he's deciding whether or not he would accept this opinion or whatever. Now, next three kanji, after the dot dot dot, Deiti-jam, that's the metro station. Deiti means metro. So how is these two kanji came together to become metro? Well, Dei means ground, and Ti means metal. So in this case, it means underground metal. So that's how the word Deiti forms for metro. Now, 喺邊 after 地鐵站喺邊 means where. 喺邊度 also means where. So you could actually finish the sentence with 地鐵站喺邊啊 or with 地鐵站喺邊度啊. It means the same thing. Both are right. If it depends on your taste, actually. So overall, it's 咁啊，地鐵站喺邊度啊? And English is okay. Now where can I find the metro station? In this sentence, the Cantonese version reads 地鐵站其實都好遠。地鐵站其實都好遠。The English version is, well, actually, the metro station is also very far away. Now, as you've seen earlier, 地鐵站 means the metro station. 其實 means actually, do is it's very is a very should I say weird? It's more of strengthening the fact that it is very far away. But I think you could also translate it as also. So in English it can be said, actually the metro station is also very far away. But it's more or less a comparison or a emphasis of something, and with the adjective or description attached in the end. So in this case, when I say 其實都很遠 means actually it is also very far away, with the emphasis of very far away. Or you could actually explain it as actually metro station is very far away. Both make sense. Now, with or without do, well, you could. However, it wouldn't sound natural. Usually, naturally, people would have the do in between. And when would you use it? Well, I'll probably show it to you some other time. Okay, in this sentence in Cantonese, it reads 要搭一個鐘巴士先至到到. In English, it will translate to you need to take the bus for an hour in order to get there. Okay, so let's analyze this sentence a bit. You would probably know what basi means, right? No, seen, you probably have seen it before. It's actually before. It means before in Cantonese. Yiu in Cantonese means need. You already know that. Da is to get on, right? Get on to a bus or an airplane or train. Yat go. Yeah, you see this again. Go, right? It's for numbering people. I also said it numbers intersection in this course. Now the third one, it's actually numbering the hours in the clock, in time. So when I said yat go zhong, now zhong is actually clock in Chinese. However, naturally, when they count number of hours, they also use zhong. Now, this could also means one clock. So if you're saying there is one clock here, it might mean the same thing, though it might not sound too natural to us, but it might sound the same thing. So determining the context of it, this would change as to what you are describing. But in this case, it's describing number of hours that you need in order to take the bus to get there. Now, as you can see, the first 7 kanjis from the left, 要搭一個鐘巴士 means you need to take the bus for an hour. Now the last 4 kanjis, you know, 先 means before. 至到到 Now 至 is more or less the end time. So when I say, like, let's say 1 to 2 hours, right? In Cantonese, I would say 一至兩個鐘, where 2, when counting, you usually use 兩, right? And then 至 in this case means 1 to 2 hours, right? 至 means the end time in this case. 到到 Now I've shown you 2 of these kanjis before, even in this lecture. So both of them means get there. However, in this case, when put together, it means do is a verb of getting there, and do is actually means there already. So 至到到 means before you could get there, right? So overall, 要搭一個鐘巴士先至到到 means you need to take the bus for an hour in order to get there. Okay, now for the last sentence, it's really short, by Mr. Ho. He's finally said, 咁啊，我都係搭的士啦. In English, it translates to, well, I'll just take the taxi then. Now, here you would find that there are exceptionally a lot of familiar kanjis. You would know gamma means you're thinking or you're deciding. It's a form of expression. 我 means me, hai means is, da means ride, la, you already know it's a sort of emotional expression. Um, it doesn't need to be there, but being there would make you sound more natural. Taxi, uh, it's a very direct translation from the English word taxi. Now, though in this case would be just an emphasis on it's more or less in this scenario it translated to just. In Chinese, you would see that one kanji may be used in a lot of stuff, and this is one of those cases where it's like that. Um, however, here you would just take it for granted that this would lead to more or less a translation to just in English. So in this sentence, 咁啊，我都係搭的士啦 means, well, I'll just take the taxi then. So this is the end of the lecture. I know that it's a lot of materials that I've covered. However, I encourage you to review all of the materials that I have presented until you are sure that you have mastered everything. It is also highly recommended that you buy a Cantonese study guide or textbook to work alongside with this course, to optimize your time in learning this language. And if you wanted to support us, please buy it from our Amazon storefront in our website. It is of no extra cost to you. However, part of the money would be sent to us as commissions, and in which those money we could use it to create and support us to for creating more materials for you guys. Now, also, if you are ready in mastering this course and you know for sure that you know everything, we also have a quiz for you. If you are viewing this on the website or in our mobile app, you can see it in the description of the video in the app or in the website of which you're viewing this video right now. Or if you are viewing this from YouTube, I've also included the link to our quiz in the YouTube description found below. I hope you do well, and I hope you could master this language. Thank you for looking at this course, and have yourself a great day.